Our kidneys are these silent, hardworking heroes. I mean, they filter our entire blood supply every 30 minutes. But what happens when these vital little organs start getting overwhelmed? Well, today, we're going to uncover the surprising warning signs your body might be sending you. We'll pinpoint the hidden culprits causing the damage, and then we'll lay out a clear action plan to protect your kidneys for the long haul. Let's dive in. So, you know that feeling of just being off? Maybe you see puffy eyes staring back at you in the mirror, or you're dealing with a bone-deep fatigue that no amount of coffee seems to touch. Well, these aren't just random annoyances. You gotta wonder, could your kidneys actually be trying to tell you something important? It's time to find out. All right, so our first step is to basically become a detective for our own bodies. Your kidneys have their own unique language, and in this first section, we're gonna learn how to decode their signals, from the quietest whispers to the loudest alarms. The first clues from kidneys that are struggling are actually surprisingly subtle. As waste products, gunk, start to build up, you might notice some odd symptoms. Things like a weird metallic taste in your mouth, skin that's just persistently itchy, or even breath that has a faint smell of ammonia. These are your body's earliest warning signs. Now, as kidney function declines a little more, you might see a much more obvious sign: edema. Really, all this is swelling. It's caused by excess fluid and sodium that your kidneys just can't filter out anymore. And all that trapped fluid has to go somewhere, so it often settles in your body's tissues. So here's a classic sign of kidney distress called pitting edema. If you can press your finger into your lower leg or your ankle and the little dent stays there for a few moments, that is a major red flag. It's a clear sign your body is holding on to fluid it just can't get rid of. And another really common place for this fluid to collect, right under your eyes. You know, that persistent puffiness and those bags that a good night's sleep just won't fix? That can be another clear signal of edema, pointing directly to some strain on your kidneys. Okay, this one is pretty wild. It's something called uremic frost. When the kidneys are failing really badly, waste products like urea can build up so much that they literally start coming out through your skin. And they leave this deposit of white, frost-like crystals. It's the body's absolute last-ditch effort to get rid of these toxins. And the signs, they don't stop there. High blood pressure creates this vicious cycle. It both damages the kidneys and is made worse by them. That constant fatigue you feel, that's from toxins building up in your blood. Protein in your urine means the kidneys' filters are physically damaged. Think of a sieve with holes in it. And because your kidneys are crucial for activating vitamin D, you can become deficient even if you're taking supplements. Okay, so we've identified the warning signs. We know what to look for. But to really, truly protect our kidneys, we need to understand what's causing the problem in the first place. So in this next section, we're going to expose the hidden culprits that are damaging these vital filters. And here it is. The number one culprit, responsible for the vast majority of kidney damage, is diabetes. And more specifically, it's the constant flood of high blood sugar that just relentlessly pounds on your kidneys, day in and day out. This quote right here just illustrates the damage perfectly. Seriously, just imagine taking a piece of steel wool to a delicate filter. That is exactly what high blood sugar does to the tiny, intricate filtering units inside your kidneys. It physically scrapes and destroys them over time. Now, to really understand the scale of this problem, let's just look at the numbers. In a healthy person, the total amount of sugar circulating in your entire bloodstream at any one time is just 4 grams. That's a single teaspoon. Your body is designed for this incredibly precise, delicate balance. Okay, now contrast that 1 teaspoon with this. The average person's daily intake is over 60 grams. That's more than 15 teaspoons of sugar. Can you imagine forcing your body to process 15 times the normal amount of a substance every single day? That's the constant, overwhelming stress we put on our pancreas and, you guessed it, our kidneys. And hey, if the sandpaper analogy wasn't enough for you, think of it like this. All this excess sugar acts like a blowtorch. It causes massive inflammation and oxidative stress. It is literally burning out the delicate structures of the kidney. Okay, this is super important. We need to clear something up. When we talk about acidic conditions damaging the kidneys, it is vital not to confuse dangerous diabetic ketoacidosis, which is a life-threatening state from uncontrolled diabetes, with nutritional ketosis. That's a safe and healthy metabolic state you can achieve through a low-carb diet. They are polar opposites. Now, while high blood sugar is definitely the main driver, other things can contribute to kidney damage too. We've got high blood pressure, which creates that harmful feedback loop. There are genetic conditions, chronic inflammation, and we can't forget the constant burden of filtering medications, drugs, and all those environmental chemicals.
All right, we've covered the problems, and now it's time for the solutions. This section is all about taking action. We're going to lay out a clear, simple plan that you can start using immediately to begin protecting your body's vital filters.
Let's start with 3 absolute non-negotiables for kidney health. First, make sure you're getting enough potassium. It's hugely protective, unless you're in advanced kidney disease, of course. Second, get your vitamin D levels right, because your kidneys are essential for activating it. And third, so simple but so important, stay hydrated. Getting enough water is your best defense against forming painful kidney stones.
So beyond those fundamentals, the food you put on your plate has a massive, massive impact. So let's get specific and build the ultimate kidney-friendly shopping list.
You want to fill your plate with leafy greens like asparagus and kale. Celery is a real standout here because its natural diuretic properties can actually help with that swelling, that edema. Include high-quality proteins from fish and grass-fed meats, but in moderation. And you've got to rethink your salt. Look for unrefined sea salts. They're lower in sodium and way higher in good minerals like potassium and magnesium.
Now, this is a really important point. It's not just about adding in all the good stuff. It's also about knowing which so-called healthy foods might actually be a problem if your kidneys are already struggling. So, certain healthy foods are high in these compounds called oxalates, and these can bind with calcium and form kidney stones. If you have a history of kidney issues, it's probably wise to go easy on foods like spinach, almonds, and even kiwi. It's really all about finding the right balance for your body. And of course, this brings us full circle, right back to the most crucial step of all. The single most powerful thing you can do for your kidneys is to remove the primary offenders. By cutting out those refined sugars and processed carbs, you are essentially taking the steel wool and the blowtorch away from your delicate filters, finally giving them a chance to heal. So it all comes down to this question. What one small change can you make to your plate today to start protecting your body's vital filters? Whether it's swapping a soda for water or adding some greens to your dinner, every positive choice really does matter. And if you're ready to really support your health journey, head over to the link in the description to find everything you need for your transformation and get an exclusive discount on your order.